For me, luxury is not a five-star palace hotel or so. It's a unique history. First of all, it's space, it's privacy or discretion, and I think it is a bit of our character. It has to be as perfect as possible or as clean as possible, the surroundings and the streets, and it's a Swiss thing. I think that, yes, perfection is in us all.
Hello, my name is Roger Lehmann. I'm the tenant and manager of Shadow Castle.
So there's a unique building called historism style. It was one of the most famous and first ones in the German-speaking Europe in that kind of romantic historism. It's a main thing in the hospitality industry that you try to do a perfect job and to offer also discretion to guests, which are...
Dear guests, the Navimow 2026 European launch event will be starting in 5 minutes. Please kindly remain seated to designated area according to instruction, and please ensure your phone is muted. Bonjour, le lancement de Navimow va bientôt commencer. Nous vous invitons à vérifier que vos téléphones sont bien en mode silencieux. Merci.
Early in the morning, because afterwards it's open to the public. Before, with a motor, it was all very loud in the morning. And since then it changed a lot. That's something with Segway Navimow, for example, because it's silent, it's easygoing. It's a huge landscape here, and it's also very difficult because there are different meadows, there are different areas. For example, with a Navimow, it makes it quite easier because you don't need someone who is cutting the meadows. That part goes automatically now. I think Navimow is the perfect combination because it's a bit like Swiss people. So its quality is perfect and it works silently and you don't even realize it, but at the end it's perfectly done. You have to be proud of that what you do, or to reach perfection, and that's actually the main goal that we try every day.
Hey, habt ihr mitbekommen? Wir haben einen neuen Spieler bekommen, ja?
Digga, der war so pünktlich heute.
Aber ich hab den bis jetzt noch nicht gesehen.
Der macht doch immer perfekte Arbeit, ne?
Ja, der ist wirklich super.
Super. Der neue Roboter, oder?
Fußball ist ein Mannschaftssport. Alleine gewinnst du kein Spiel. Ich bin mit Navimow sehr zufrieden. Herzlich willkommen in unserem Team als 12. Spieler. Wenn er so hart arbeitet, so gut arbeitet, dann passt er genau zu uns, weil wir arbeiten alle richtig hart und richtig gut hier beim VfB Lübeck.
Der VfB Lübeck ist ein sehr traditionsreicher Club.
We'll be starting in 1 minute. Thank you for your patience. Nous allons commencer dans 1 minute. Merci pour votre patience.
Or how advanced things are. We focus on something simpler. A solution that works reliably, exactly as you expect. No drama, no attention required. That's what we do best. That's our craft. At Navimow, we build technology you can trust. So you are free to simply focus on what you love. Navimow. Crafting to enrich life.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour, Paris. Welcome to the Navimow 2026 new product launch. This is our second year here in Paris with you, and we are very happy to be back. Bonjour à tous et merci pour votre présence. Pour cette deuxième année, nous sommes ravis de vous accueillir à nouveau. Now, today is a special moment for us. We look back at our journey and we open a new chapter for Navimow in 2026 with many new innovations. Thank you for being here and sharing this moment with us. Now, let's begin. Aujourd'hui, nous vivons un moment important pour Navimow puisque nous allons vous présenter les toutes dernières innovations de la marque. Merci encore de vous être joints à nous. Nous pouvons à présent commencer. Now, please welcome the person who leads Navimow's vision, Dr. George Wren.
Thank you, T. Thank you for the instruction for me. Sorry, too very excited for that. So bonjour, everyone. Thank you for being here today. And as just mentioned, it's our second launch event here in Paris. And I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces as well as new friends here. 2025 actually is a very brilliant year for us in France and across the whole Europe. But as of today, when entering 2026, this launch event is more than about new product launch. It's about how we think, how we listen to the users, and how we turn real needs into intelligent machines that quietly change everyone's life. Lawn and garden is an important part of home. It's where life happens. Your morning coffee, your kids playing, and quiet evening. At Navimow, we have one clear goal from the first day. That is to give time back to people. And last year, hundreds of thousands of users choose Navimow, and they got their weekend back. And their garden are always ready. So we heard many of the real stories from our users, and we turned some of them into a short video. Let's have a look.
Man använde väldigt mycket handarbete tidigare.
Der alte Rasenmäher hat immer unsere...
En ce qui concerne le tracteur, je ne pouvais pas monter dessus car j'avais l'interdiction d'adopter la position assise.
L'arrivée du Navimow a changé énormément de choses pour moi.
Den här Navimow-klipparen har fungerat väldigt bra.
Anders, der Navimow sieht jetzt, wo hinfährt.
Plus au sein du château, j'ai totalement délégué la partie tente au robot.
Ça me libère du temps pour faire autre chose.
Navimow totally changed how I cook.
It's super quiet.
Zero breakdowns for a whole
We have pets and kids, but Navimow feels like part of the family.
I want to say more than just thanks. It's truly made my life so much easier.
Thank you. It's also our great honor that we can invite two of our users, Mr. Brian Johnson and Mr. I'm sorry for the French speaking, Jean-Michel Audin. Okay, coming to here today. Let's give a welcome. And later, Ms. Johnson will also share his experience with us, with Navimow, so let's expect it for the speech after our presentation. I know someone are familiar with us. However, today there are still new friends here, so please allow me to introduce a little bit about our history, our stories. Navimow is actually a spin-off company from the whole Segway 9-bot group and dedicating on the robotics directions, especially lawn and garden robotics directions, just because of the idea of me. I worked as a robotic engineer in 2007, and I joined the Segway company in 2015. It's also from an R&D engineer. So in the year of 2019, occasionally I just found an opportunity that we just noticed the robotic lawnmower industry. And at that time, all the mower is worked with boundary wires, very randomly moving and very low efficiency and very complicated. So I was thinking, why can't we just introduce our robotic technology into these directions, like our robotic perceptions, localizations, navigation control, and all the things to change this industry. And then, after 3 years R&D in 2022, we made it. We delivered the world's first wire-free robotic mower for home use in 2022. Wire-free, worry-free. And in 2023, we gave it an eye. Vision Modular was introduced to understand the garden. And in 2024, with old RTK self-designed, and we made it under 1,000 euros. Technology was democratized. And last year, 2025, we made it more thoughtful and smart. A 300-degree camera system, as well as a triple-band RTK, was introduced to handle more complicated situations. It cares for your garden in a more intelligent way. Let's look at where we are now. We have been awarded more than 400 patents worldwide. This is our foundation. Users can find Navimow in over 5,000 stores globally, supported by our 7 branches around the world. And the market has responded. Today, the sales volume of Navimow is #1 in wire-free robotic mowers. Thank you. And we are present in over 40 countries worldwide. So more than 400 active users trust Navimow today. Yeah. Behind every number is a real activation. It's not selling number, not manufacturing numbers, but real users that trust us. So if you remember, this number in last year, 2025, in April, is only 170,000. So nearly double, or maybe double and even more. Because of the technique led by Navimow, not only us, but the whole industry was changed rapidly. But wait, we also hear a lot of comment from our users. Technology brings convenience, and it will also bring some confusions, actually. Some users asked us, which technology is the best one? RTK, Vision, or LiDAR? The others may ask, which chassis type is more suitable for me, a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? So will the four-wheel drive version too powerful to damage the grass or damage the turf? So I lived in Miami, Florida. Can the razor blade handle the tough grass like St. Augustine? So it's not happening in Europe, right? Mostly for the US version, right? And the other thing is how to find a good spot to install the reference antenna stations. So is that one of the questions from you? It will be all solved this time. Technique should lead to simplicity instead of spending time on selecting and choosing. What we really want to do is bring everyone's focus back to what really matters: a beautiful garden. Choose Navimow, you will have it. Just because we want to present our Navimow spirits, crafting to enrich life. This is not just a slogan. It's the beginning, it's the goal. It's the full circle of everything we do at Navimow. Well, crafting is the methodology how we engage with the world. We carefully choose the right technologies, keep pushing and polishing it to the extreme, and don't pursue the fastest. We focus on what is right, and we build everything with the mindset as a craftsman. Well, enriching life is the result we want to deliver. It's about liberating your time, giving a weekend back to families, not to lawn care. It's about quality you can trust, precise and reliable performance every single day. It's about peace of mind. Just place it down and let it move. So, Actually, this philosophy also coming from my personal experience. Before 15 years ago, when I first time came to Europe as a PhD intern, actually, after half a year study here, when I want to return, I want to bring some gift for my mom, for my families. So I select a kitchen knife kit. It wasn't cheap at that time. I spent almost 300 euros. So you can imagine, as a student 15 years ago, 300 euros, it wasn't cheap. Why it's so expensive? I asked the sales rep. He just answered me, because it lasts. So the quality worth it. That really touched me, and this is also coming to our philosophy that we want to build a real robot. Today, the knives are still sitting in my mom's kitchen, and from then, she don't need to care about the knife anymore. What she only need to do is cooking delicious food for the families. So that is what we want to achieve in Navimow. We don't build robot like a humanoid that can dance, can jump, can flip over. We don't want to build a robot that just for showcase. Yeah, I see someone laughing. Yeah, we want to build a robot that consistently deliver values to everyone's life. We believe technology should settle down quietly into the garden, enriching life in the ways you can hardly notice, but deeply feel. Okay, let me give 2 examples to demonstrate these philosophies. These 2 examples are also the most important upgrade of our system this year. And the first one is called Xero-Turn all-wheel drive. And the second one is the upgrade of our EFLS system. If you remember, we called it EFLS LiDAR Plus. Okay, let's talk about the first one is Xero-Turn all-wheel drive. This one is designed for the complicated problem for the terrain traversability, difficult terrains. So in every garden, you may face 3 typical scenarios. First, a tight corner or narrow spaces a robot can hardly turn. And the second is the bumpy terrains or tree roots that will trap the robot. And the third is the slopes, especially the transition between the slope and the flat areas. So it looks familiar, right? Is that one of your problems? So that's not extreme situation. That is very common in our everyday conditions. So first, how to solve the narrow spaces. The robotic vacuum cleaners give us a good example. It uses a round body, 2-wheel drive with a centralized spinning center. It will not occupy too much spaces. This is actually a good solution for indoor narrow spaces. A traditional robotic lawnmower also use similar moving patterns as a robotic vacuum cleaners like this. Yeah, it can control the forward and backward moving and turning through just controlling the speed of the 2 wheels. And it is easy, it is agile, and it can also turn with a small radius, just slightly bigger because we need to install a cutting disc inside. And however, on bumpy and uneven terrains, even with our optimized anti-trap algorithm, sometimes for the extreme condition, it can still stuck. Naturally, it led us to think about the 4-wheel drive solutions. Through controlling the speed difference of the 4 wheels, it can achieve a small turning radius. It works better on bumpy and slopes and very powerful. So many robots on the market now is using this approach. So is this the right approach for the garden? The answer for us is no. The so-called tank turn actually introduced a critical issue. It damaged the turf. The reason lies in the principles. Because the rotation center is in the center, and every movement actually can be divided, can be break down into a forward and backward moving, and combined with a lateral moving. So the forward and backward moving can be conducted or performed by the wheel spin. However, the lateral motion will drag the grass, pull the grass, or twist it, so ultimately cause the damage, like this. Yeah. So we also look into a proven solution for the car industry. Yeah. The car steering system. That is called the Ackermann geometry. We use Ackermann geometry to achieve a smooth turning as well as the turf protectings. However, this in the garden is still not enough, especially in tight corners. Yeah, you must remember that when you're doing a U-turn, sometimes you need to go back and forth multiple times. Not efficient for the garden, and sometimes it will also leave some uncut regions. So our challenge came down to 3 requirements. First, a turning radius tight enough for true zero-turn. Second, all-wheel drive the power for uneven terrains. And third, care for your grass with zero tearing. Zero-turn, all-wheel drive, turf care. Zero-turn, all-wheel drive, turf care. So here comes our answer. We name it zero-turn all-wheel drive. So every wheel, thank you. Yeah, every wheel actually is an active wheel. It's a spinning. It can provide tractions. If one loses grip, the other one can still keep providing tractions. And on top of the 2 front wheels, it has 2 independent angle control motors to simulate the Ackermann geometry, to simulate the car. And during normal driving and movings and turns, it moves smoothly like a car. However, when the mower reaches a tight corner like this, it switches to the zero-turn mode and rotation around its own center, thus to get rid of the corner. In addition, we also use our traction control system to adjust the power automatically to prevent the wheels being on wet or slippery slopes. And most importantly, in every movement mode, there's no Segway draggings, so your lawn is always stay protected. And the best part for this is we are not only offer 4-wheel drive, we can also offer 3-wheel drive based on different configurations with same technology but scaled for the different garden size. So this is the Navimow breakthrough. This is not a compromise. We have a solution that combines flexibility, stability, and turf protections in one system. Navimow was not the first to launch the all-wheel drive, but we are the first to get it right, not by copying, but by rethinking from the ground up. Over 300 beta testers worldwide confirmed the same result. No more worrying, no more getting stuck, and no more dragged grasses. So we believe that best technology is not for remember, it is for forgotten. We craft in every detail of the moving capability not to remember, just for the life to be enriched. Okay, let's talk about second major upgrade of the system we called EFLS LiDAR Plus. Yes, this year we added LiDAR. And again, our goal is for you to forget about it. Why? Let me explain. So every mobile robot has to answer these 3 questions. The first is where I am, and the second, where should I go, and the third is how do I get there. As a robotic engineer, always I need to consider about 3 questions. And among the 3 questions, the most important one is the first one, where I am. The localization problem. So before Navimow, robotic mower lacks positioning capabilities, just like a person working in the dark. So which is why boundary wires is needed before us. So very complicated. Our EFLS system is to give the mower precise localization. The EFLS system is not just a standalone algorithm. It's an integrated framework that fuse multiple sensors into a single unified system. This allows us to fully leverage the strengths of every different sensors and extract the maximum performance of the entire system. This is why Navimow delivers great stability and has earned a lot of reputations in the market. So this year, we further integrated the LiDAR into the system and making the system even more robust and reliable than before. So now let me break down one by one to tell the detail. First, let's look at RTK. Yeah, RTK was firstly introduced by us in 2022, enabling the high precision positioning for the robotic mowers. And from then, the installation is greatly simplified. From very physical boundary wires to only create virtual boundaries. From 5 to 6 hour installation to only 30 minutes. And in 2024, we make all the algorithm self-designed. That is the fundamental RTK algorithm. And the antenna system is also redesigned by us. So the signal strength is greatly improved. In addition, we also invent an antenna location finder, if you remember, in our applications, to help the user to select the right, the optimal reference spot for the reference antenna. And in 2025, we make one further step, that is to introduce the triple band RTK, designed also by ourselves and built to automotive standards. Now the base station is much easier to place. It works not only on the open skies, but also under some trees or some narrow areas, no rooftop needed for the antenna. And every year we remove one limitations. So guess what we can update this year? Why can't we completely eliminate the reference antenna? This time we introduce network RTK. Yeah, the reference station is handled by the service providers. Users simply connect to the network, and then the mower is ready to localize. No reference antenna needed anymore. This is not new technology, actually. It has already existed for years, but we did not rush. In last 2 years, 2024 and 2025, we tested worldwide. We tested the coverage. We test the reliabilities, and we carefully choose the right service providers. And last year, we invited actually more than 5,000 users from our community to test the stability. We only launch when we are confident, and today, it is ready. With network RTK, we can offer first, drop and more, built-in 4G with auto connections. Second, higher accuracy with cloud corrections from the many stations. And third, zero maintenance. No climbing on the roof, no remarketing at the winter storage, no checking to the signals. In addition, the installation for the charging station is much easier. You can just install it in a hidden corner, good for the appearance, good for your garden. And this year, we make one more promise, that for every Navimow residential mobiles, network RTK is free for lifetime. Thank you. We just intend to enrich everyone's life. No need to worry about the subscription of the network RTK anymore. Okay, let's talk about vision, the eye of Navimow. It was introduced us from 2023. The first year we bring vision fence. And for the first time, the mower could distinguish between the grass road and the brick road. And even the GPS is dropped, and it still stay inside the lawn. But the first time is only for the perception, not for the localization. However, from our side, vision can also play the role as a localization positioning sensors. So 2024, we introduced the VSLAM technology, VSLAM algorithm. The vision captured the feature point, from the houses, from the trees from different colors and link them together with the localization system. Then we got a map. We create a map. So that is called the visual VSLAM. What's the shortage of that? Sorry for that. So every time the mower can capture the obviously feature point in a site, the mower knows its position. And with VSLAM, even with weak GPS signals, we can still have the precision. So in 2025, we gave it a 300-degree vision, and we fused it into VIO, visual inertial odometry. That is introduced by us last year. Last year, the vision is also used to infer incremental motion over short time intervals, providing fine-grained motion estimation. And the positioning is more stable, more robust, and it can handle difficult situations. So this year, we make it more wider views, full awareness, and all directions. So this is how vision works in Navimow, not as a separate sensors, but as a quiet inspector. Then, let's talk about the new sensor LiDAR. You may have seen this on the self-driving cars, right? A spinning unit mounted on top of the vehicles. Inside, a motor rotates the lasers and the sensors to scan the surrounding environment, like the first videos here. And in general, more laser beams means more information can be captured. However, it will also lead to mechanical complexity. So currently, the most widely used solution is actually the second one we called semi-solid state LiDAR, where the laser and the receivers are arranged in an array. We don't need to rotate the lasers. However, we still need a rotation mirror, and the prism is still installed inside it. We use it for redirect the beams and capture the information. However, we believe if we apply them to the garden environment, this approach is still relatively fragile, expensive, and offer limited resolutions. We use the latest generation, we call it solid state LiDAR. All the spinning part, all the moving part has been eliminated from inside. Instead, a dense array of laser emitters and combined with a matrix sensor to scan the environment. So it looks much like a camera, right? But it's not a camera, it's a LiDAR. It's the latest generation of LiDAR. This enables a fully embedded design, simulates design that is both durable and well protected. You no longer need to worry about the fragile part component when you're turning over the mower, especially when you want to clean the bottom, clean the chassis. And you no longer need to worry about the scratch on the glasses, especially when the mower passing the bushes, and there's no longer a bulky bumper sitting on top of the mower. Yeah. So this is a dramatic leap in details, transforming a 16-line sparse cloud point into a rich, precise 3D map. So in your garden, that's equivalent to 96 lines, more features, more details. These two images is the comparison between the 16-line LiDAR and our solid-state LiDARs. It's the same technology now recently being adopted by the car industry, actually. And this year, it's coming to along. With that, we can conduct a LiDAR SLAM. Similar technology with VSLAM, but we use the LiDAR distance information to create the map. And even at night, without the light, you can still get the localization stably. Last 2 years, we hold on our launch event for outdoor environment, if you have experienced our launch event last 2 years. But this year, we choose an indoor environment. You can experience it downstairs after our speech, and you can see how powerful our navigation system is now. Even without the RTK, the robot is always stable. So, with such a powerful LiDAR, you might still ask, why do we say we want you to forget about it? because we believe no single sensors, no matter how advanced it is, can deliver stable and reliable positioning on its own. RTK performs better in open environment, while vision works better while textures are rich, and LiDAR provides high precision geometry and accurate distance measurement. So instead of relying on one of them, we fuse all these sensors into a unified positioning and navigation framework. This framework, not any individual sensors, is where the real sophistication lies. The principle is not just simply combine them together and switch between each other where one sensor is unreliable. It is a propagation. It's a propagation that every time the system trusts different data source dynamically. The robot continuously, yes, every 50 milliseconds, estimate its movement, then use the input from RTK, from vision, from LiDAR, and maybe other sensors together to crack and refine the positioning in real time. And based on each sensor's confidential level, confidential level is also evaluated by the system in real time and update to be used in next computing cycle. Always this system converge to a stable and high accurate positioning. So this continuous loop and prediction and correction is what makes the system remarkably stable in real gardens. The goal is not to rely on sensors, but to make them work together intelligently. Sounds complicated, right? I know, too technique. But there's no need to understand all the principles behind it. What matters really here is, you need to remember that our team keep polishing every details, every sensors, every algorithm, and the whole system. You use a camera, we use a camera. You use a LiDAR, we use a LiDAR. No, that was not what we think about it. Our goal is to pushing every piece of the hardware to its absolute limit and to turn that performance into a reliable, effortless experience for you, for your garden. Everything we build here is about enriching everyday's life. Thank you. Okay, too much for my part. I will hand over to Kevin to let him introduce the new Navimow families for 2026. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelvin. Just now, George just introduced these two brand new technologies, the Xero-Turn all-wheel drive and the EFLS LiDAR Plus. So today, these technologies will lead to our new 2026 product lineup. We all know every garden is unique. Some are compact, some have complex terrains, and some are wide and open. And that's why this year we are bringing 4 new series with 6 models. First, the entry-level I-series, the i2 AWD, i2 LiDAR, and i2 LiDAR Pro. Next, the H2 series. This is a great choice for the complex gardens. And for high performance, meet our new flagship, the X4 series. And finally, we have a major move this year. Navimow is officially stepping into the commercial sectors with this Terranox series. So, let's take a closer look at the product. Today, we are thrilled to announce that from 2026, the entire Navimow lineup will be truly set up free. So this is made possible by 2 breakthroughs. First, no antenna is needed again. So thanks to our EFLS LiDAR and EFLS RTK positioning system just mentioned. So you can just simply unbox the mowers, activate it, and it's ready. Second, it is fully automatic. So no more manual boundary mapping is needed again. our robot can just map the boundaries completely by its own. So from the industry legacy of the perimeter wires to our last generations, you need a remote control, 20 minutes assist mapping, and now we are ending this hassle process. This is drop and more. So just unbox, tap, and more. Very simple. Next, with Edge Sense. The Navimow can recognize a dozen different boundary types, from the shrubs to the walls to dangerous drop-offs. The mower can adapt unique strategies for each. For instance, it can ride on the terrain transitions directly. It can trim as close as possible to the shrubs. And also it can keep a safe distance from these steep danger drops. So in our X4 and Edge 2 series, this achieves a 5 centimeters ultra-close cut, very precisely, just for perfect edges, and meanwhile, the mower itself will not get scratched by the edges. So now, I would like to introduce this performance flagship, the X4 series. It is engineered for users with large lawns, steep slopes, and the highest expectations for the cutting performance. Larger gardens often present great challenges. So in the past, users have to choose between two imperfect solutions. Either a clumsy machine that was harsh on the grass, or a smart device that couldn't really handle this challenging task. So power and precision were always a trade-off. The X4 series is here to end that compromise. Our solution is this Xero-Turn all-wheel drive technologies. The system provides the powerful traction needed to conquer these big slopes, while also it was equipped with these zero radius turns that won't tear the grass. And furthermore, to handle even more challenging terrains, it comes with dual suspension systems, capable of climbing up to 7 centimeters of steps, and also it can traversing a 15 centimeters of pits, the holes in your gardens. This thing can move freely across the most challenging terrains. But we didn't just stop there. With this adaptive floating blade deck, X4 can perfectly contour to the uneven terrains in your gardens without scalping the lawns. So this ensures that every inch of the lawn is cut evenly and smoothly. So powered by these all-wheel drive systems, X4 can not only conquer the slopes up to 84%, but can also easily handle the tricky scenarios in your yard. Whether it's the edge of a stone path, the path holes, and also uneven gravels, it can always maintain the stable and the smooth operations. So another breakthrough will be focusing on the efficiency. For this, the momentum system is developed. It ensures the ultimate efficiency in 3 key ways. First, a wide cut. With this 43 centimeters of cutting wise, it's 80% wider than the previous models. And second, the faster speed. It reached top speed of 0.8 meters per second, so allowing it to complete the mowing task very quickly. And finally, faster charging. With 224 watts of super fast chargings, it minimizes the downtime of the mower. And what's more, X4 is equipped with this dual 180 watts of powerful cutting models. And also together with these smarter cutting algorithms, it can deliver a precise and even cut from all these tall and dense grasses. So this is the power of momentum. It's not just about moving fast, it's about mowing perfectly. we also gave the X4 the power of sight. So it has a 360 degree of panoramic vision systems. And this is powered by the AI that feeds the data from 3 cameras around it, and also a depth sensor in front. Totally 4 cameras. It doesn't just see your yard, it understands it. It can identify over 200 different objects. So when it sees a moving object from 3 meters away, it can instantly slow down and plan a new course to keep a safe distance. But this panoramic vision does more than just avoid obstacles. It's also a core part of the navigation systems. If the primary RTK signal gets weakened under the dense trees or near the walls, this 360 visual system will just kick in to compensate for this blind spot. So it uses all the visual landmarks around it to pinpoint its locations. So it knows exactly where it is, ensuring a perfect and uninterrupted cut. And so this is the X4 series. The pioneering Xero-Turn all-wheel drive technologies offer this perfect balance between power and care. And the efficiency of the momentum and also the intelligence of the 360 vision system, they work together to solve the real-world challenges in these big yards. And for the pricing, the X4 starts at €24.99. The pre-sale will kick off in mid-March. So now, let's moving forward to our premium lineup, the Edge 2 series. From our research, the Edge series users put great care in designing their landscapes. Their yards usually have complex requirements. The dense trees, narrow passes. They also want to use it over the night. And also, they have very big, wide open areas. And this is where our EFLS LiDAR Plus system stand out. The user don't need to worry about which navigation system to choose before they buy the mowers. It just works anywhere. So that's why we call the Edge 2 the master of all scenes. And also, we're excited to present this new GeoSketch technology. For years, the industry standard has been this simple boundary map. It works, but it has limit. Our GeoSketch real scene map provides this lifelike visualizations of your yard, thanks to this high-resolution LiDAR and vision systems. So you no longer interact with this original boring map, but now a digital twin of your own space. You can now see the exact boundaries, the object inside your lawns. And then you can also drag and adjust the boundaries according to your own need. So in addition to these real scene layers, we also support a terrain layer. So this 3D terrain data is synced to the app, and it allows you to see clearly the slopes and also the contours inside your lawns. So how can we use it? With this 3D terrain data, actually the mower can plan the optimal mowing path, just like a mountaineers carefully plan their climbs with the map, right? So introducing this terrain adapt systems. It automatically divides your lawns into different walking zones according to this terrain data. And then the mower can plan the optimal mowing path for each one accordingly. So let's talk about the security systems. Building on all our previous smart security system, we are adding a game changer, the industry-first integration of the Apple Find My. It doesn't need cellular data, doesn't need GPS data. As long as any Apple device walks by, your mower can be located. So now, even if the battery of the mower is removed by the thief, or the mower is powered off during the winters, you can still find it. Plus, we added proximity unlock features. The mower can just recognize you when you carry the phone, and then it can disarm the security system automatically. So it means whenever you approach your mowers, for instance, if you want to lift the mower for washing it, you don't need to manually turn off the security system again. It's just fully automatic. So, quick recap for the Navimow H2 series. It has all the premium features I just mentioned, like the EFLS LiDAR Plus triple fusion systems, geosketch, the terrain adapt. It is truly the master of all scenes. And the pricing, starting at just €15.99. And it will be available now from all our dealers. Moving on, I would like to introduce our most popular product lineup, the Navimow i2 series. We've created 3 distinctive product personalities, each carefully designed for different customer needs. So let's start with the Navimow i2 AWD. This is the world's first all-wheel drive robotic mower under €1,000. Our new Xero-Turn all-wheel drive technologies is integrated into this small piece of machine. The biggest upgrade for i2 AWD is hill climbing. The maximum climbing capability is increased to 45%. And on top of that, for the first time, we introduced the electronic stability control, ESC system, to a robotic mower. So let's see how it's different. Many two-wheel drive robotic mowers claim 45% climbing capabilities, but they often face problems like wheel slip, turf damage, and loss of control on the slope. The i2 AWD is different. It doesn't just climb 45%. It delivers reliable climbs every time. So look at the comparison videos. The two-wheel drive models slip sideways on the slopes. But the i2 AWD ESC system can detect these past deviations. And then it can adjust wheel torque, the power on the 3 wheels accordingly. So this can maintain this steady pass. And this is also the same when the mower is doing reversing, backward reversing, or turning in place on the slopes. So it is just much more stable than the previous models. And that's the i2 AWD, the top performer for compact lawns. With this ESC-powered Xero-Turn all-wheel drive system, and also the setup-free EFLS RTK positioning system, it masters all the complex landscapes without turf damage. And now, meet the i2 LiDAR. This is an entry-level, hands-free, solid-state LiDAR robotic mower. We've adopted EFLS LiDAR positioning system on this product. So it uses a dual fusion of LiDAR and the vision, perfectly catered to the navigation needs from small to medium-sized gardens. So it performs perfect in narrow spaces, under the dense trees, and also it can work during the nighttime. The LiDAR system used to be fragile. So this mechanical LiDARs, it has exposed and rotating parts inside. But our built-in solid-state sensor designs is different. This offers a much robust and long-lasting solutions. So it can handle the tree scratches when it passes through. the plants. And also, you can turn it over to wash the mowers without worrying about this little bump of glass LiDARs. So this is much more durable. And to sum up, powered by this EFLS LiDAR dual fusion system, the i2 LiDAR can ensure precise positioning in small to medium-sized gardens. And the embedded solid-state design delivers durability far beyond the mechanical LiDAR. So the previous two models set a strong entry-level standard. The i2 LiDAR Pro now raised that standard to the next level. Let's watch a quick highlight video. So our Pro model offers EFLS LiDAR Plus triple fusion systems. This is for navigations in all conditions reliably. And with Xero-Turn all-wheel drive, it can handle the slopes up to 55% and can perform smoothly across all terrains. This is engineered for any terrain with intelligence and also the power. To recap, we offer 3 models for the i2 series. i2 LiDAR Pro, starting at €1,599. The pre-sales will start also in March. i2 LiDAR, starting at just €1,199. This is available now. And i2 AWD, starting at €999. This is also out on the market as of today. So 2026 is also the year when we step beyond the residential gardens and to move towards more challenging commercial scenarios. Our mission is to become your smart, professional, and productive partners, the one that you can truly count on. We've really taken the time to understand the commercial lawn care industries, and we know you are facing 4 big challenges. First, labor shortage. It's getting harder to hire and keep employees. Second, the rising cost. Equipment, energy, they are all getting more expensive. Third, tight schedules. You need to be fast and efficient, especially when the time window gets quite limited during the peak seasons. And fourth, the tough environmental regulations. The shift from gas to electricity are really reshaping the industries. These are just not minor headaches. They are pushing the entire industry to seek better solutions. And that's why exactly how we are here today. Let's meet Navimow's first commercial robotic mower, Terranox. Terranox inherits all the technologies from our residential lineup, including the Xero-Turn all-wheel drive and the EFLS RTK system. But when it comes to the commercial scenarios, the most important design is the high efficiency. This machine can finish mowing an entire football field in just 24 hours. Beyond the mower, we also built a management system called Navimow Fleet. So this is a smart hub for easy fleet control. The system can actually bond and control all the Navimow products, including the commercial mowers and all the residential mowers. It offers 24/7 monitoring and management of your fleet, either via your smartphones or by the desktop. In the past, one staff can only operate one gas mower. But now, a single person can just remotely manage over 100 mowers in front of his desktop. So this reduces the operational cost and boosts the ROI to a new level. To take one step further, we also deliver the end-to-end support, including the customer plan, the system training, and also the after-sales service. So you can really focus on your work without any worries. So let's recap the three core components: the Terranox mowers, the Navimow fleet service, and also Navimow care and support. Together, we are making the commercial mowing industry smarter, more efficient, and more affordable. And this brings us to the end of Navimow's 2026 product lineup. From the compact urban lawns to complex medium-sized yards to large and challenging terrains, the IH and X series, they are each designed to meet the real needs. And all of this reflects our long-term vision for Navimow. We believe the technology should just work quietly in the background and making people's daily life easier and more enjoyable. And that's what we mean by crafting to enrich life. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin. That's wrap up the key highlight of today's new product and technologies. But beyond specs and demos, what matters most in real-life use, whether it's reliable, effortless, and truly trustworthy day-to-day. Through Navimow Circle, we connect with real users and capture their long-term experiences with Navimow. So now, as George mentioned earlier, we are honored to welcome a long-term Navimow users from the United States to share a first-hand perspective. Please join me in welcoming our guest, Mr. Brian Johnson, to the stage.
Bonjour, je parle anglais parce que mon français c'est très mal. Thank you, I tried. Yeah, so I'm Brian Johnson. I'm from the United States, specifically Tacoma, Washington. So we're in the Pacific Northwest, a little bit south of Seattle. And yeah, so it's kind of really interesting. A year ago, if you'd asked me like if I would be on stage in Paris talking about a robot lawnmower, I've been like, what are you talking about? But here I am. So a little bit about me and why I'm here, actually. So I said, from Tacoma, my wife and I, this is our family. So my wife is named Brooke, my older son is Kingsley, my youngest son is Hemingway. And my day job, I'm director of operations at a law firm. It happens to be the best law firm in Tacoma, Washington, North by Northwest Law Group. My wife owns that law firm, so yes, my wife is my boss in all areas of my life. And some people, they always like, how do you work with your spouse every day? And I'm like, I don't know, it works for us. But anyway, we have a great time. And so we're super busy people. Kids are busy. And last spring, we actually added another child to our family, the Navimow X315. My kids actually say that I love it more than them. And, you know, part of that, we bought the robot lawnmower, and, well, that's a great name for a lawnmower, X315. Our family wanted to name it, so my older son thought of the name David Mowie. So if you hear me refer to David Mowie, I'm talking about a robot lawnmower. And, yeah, so that's our family. So David Mowie is our robot lawnmower. We have a great experience. So a little bit about me. This is me. Probably taken about 1986, I'm guessing. While I don't do yard work on diapers anymore, not much has changed. Still mowing, still watering. But yeah, I've always loved mowers. My parents told me it would take me to hardware stores when I was a kid, and apparently I would just stare at mowers for like an hour. So it's just something me and mowers. A fun little thing is, these are actually all the mowers I've ever owned in my life. I like to buy products and have products that last a long time and they work really well. So I've always done push mowers, and the lawn boy mower up there, the green one, that was my first one that I used that my family had from probably the 1990s. And my first job was actually mowing lawns for neighbors, and I made about $30 a month doing that. I always loved it, though. I love mowing lawns. It's super fun, exciting, and I always enjoyed it. But now, there's me and David Mowie. So like I said, last spring we bought a robotic lawnmower. And we have a really unique situation, actually. So you see the ocean in the background there. So my family, we live in Tacoma, Washington, which is right on the Puget Sound city. And we have a cabin on an island in the Puget Sound. So it's called Anderson Island. The only way you can get to this island is by a ferry. So there's no roads, no bridges, no nothing. And so we bought a cabin out there. And then all of a sudden, we're like, how are we going to take care of the lawn? We don't live there all the time. And so I looked into lawn service, and that was going to cost about $300 a month. And I was like, that seems really expensive for what I'm getting. Like, is there a better option? And so, yeah, I started researching options. I came across robotic lawnmowers, and I ended up talking to a dealer in our area. He lives like 15 minutes from me, and kind of talked about a couple different companies that make them. And based on our situation with the island and our cabin out there, and I can't be there, we decided on the Navimow would be the best option for us. And it's very rural, our cabin. It's a tough situation. So we're right on the ocean. So it's a marine environment. The salt air is not kind to pretty much everything. We've got trees that drop branches and limbs. We've got slopes. We've got roots. And then on top of that is I'm not there all the time because it's a cabin. So having something that is super reliable and actually worked for us was kind of our goal. And so I'm happy to say that David Mowie mows pretty much by himself all the time out there. I feel bad sometimes, like he's like doing all the work and I'm just at home hanging out and like doing my job, and then he's out mowing, but that's why we love him. And yeah, so he's been fantastic, and our family is really great because it actually enables us to do fun things, and it just truly is. And when they say that gives people back time, that is what we get. So working for a law firm, we sell time, so we know how valuable it actually is. And our law firm, we actually do put a price on time. Fun thing for lawyers. But you know, when we go to the cabin, we actually get to do fun stuff like kayak and canoe and make fires and hang out and just actually relax, versus before I was mowing it, we'd get out there for fun time, and then I'd start with 2 hours to mow a lawn. So while I do like mowing a lawn, it just wasn't a great thing for us. And so, you know, this was a solution that works really well and enables us to have fun as a family. And when we had the opportunity to work with Navimow on our story, we filmed the video. It was super fun because we were excited to tell people about this. Like, truly believe this is a product that will help people to get genuine benefits from. In the U.S., robot lawnmowers are not popular. Our family is the only one that I know of that owns one. And all the time I drive around, I've never seen a single robot lawnmower mowing anybody's lawn. So I think there's a lot of potential in the U.S. I think it's just getting people to know about it. So we were excited to share a story. And when we did the filming, the crew came out. We filmed at our cabin for a few days. And I don't know, do you ever have those like surreal moments in your life? You're like, how did I end up here doing this thing? And for me, we were filming one of the scenes. My sons were chopping wood, and I was kind of like dressed up in a little bit of a costume. And I had like a machete in one hand and a cocktail in the other hand. And I'm like, what am I doing right now? But let's just go with it. And it turned out great. We had a super fun time as a family. We really loved it, and it's just been a really great thing for us. And so we're just a real user that has a positive outcome. And we're super excited for the next Navimow version of the next robot lawnmower we get. We're actually working on a new name. So my older son named David Mowie, and he actually thought of the name we're going to use for our next robot lawnmower. Does anybody want to take a guess? And I'll give you 2 hints. So one, it is a musician related, and it is also a pun again. So any guesses from anybody? I know it's tough to think of them. But our next robot lawnmower is going to be named Cut Cobain. So yeah, it's super fun. Our family loves it, and thank you so much for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Brian, for sharing your experience with us and also sharing your story about David Moe. Also, don't hesitate to check out our YouTube channel to find out more about our users' experience. And now we'd like to move into a special moment of recognition. Through Navimow Circle, we've been connecting with real users and learning from their day-to-day stories. Today, we want to celebrate 2 individuals who are sharing their experience using Navimow. They've helped others understand it, trust it, and benefit from it. Now, let's welcome Mr. Jean-Michel Odile to the stage to join Mr. Brian Johnson, our 2 Navimow Circle Awards winner. And let's welcome Dr. George Wren back to the stage to present the awards. Please, photographer, could you please take a picture of our awards winner with George?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Can the photographer also come to the stage and take photo with all our audience together? Could you just come here for the all the photos together? Okay, maybe we'll leave the plate for. Yeah. Can we just turn over and take photo with all the audience? Yeah. Is it okay? Thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Please take a seat. That's a wrap for Navimow 2026 New Product Keynote. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. Please follow our staff experience technology and innovations that we brought to 2026 product lineup. Also, we'll have a lunch buffet served from 11:30 to 12:30 on the first floor. Thank you. Voilà, c'est la fin de la première partie de cet événement Navimow. Merci à tous et à toutes d'être présents aujourd'hui avec nous. Nous vous invitons à présent à découvrir les nouvelles gammes en dessous. Donc vous allez suivre notre staff et il y aura un déjeuner qui sera servi de 11h30 à 12h30. Merci encore de votre présence aujourd'hui.